morning, beloveds. Yes, we have Dante in the face today. I forgot my highlighter. So I walked back out of the room, and he came out of the room with me, and I was like, no, come back. And there he is complaining. So, right? What have you got to say? So we're going to do the hidden power of the Bible. But first we have to do the housekeeping. And it is Saturday, and I did go to the park, and the woodpeckers came out. The squirrels are obviously always there, but the woodpeckers came out, the blue jays came out, and the male cardinal, popped out of nowhere. I mean, we were looking for him because we were in the area that he normally is in, and just suddenly he was there. It was really cool. We didn't see where he came from, which, when you consider he's bright red, but suddenly he was there. So, demanding his peanut. Yeah, it was really funny. He only got one, though, because the blue jays came back and were being blue jays. So, okay, that's an interesting... Dante's drinking. He's got his paw up on the water dish, and it's kind of spread over the water dish because he has enormous paws. So I'm just like, that's an interesting technique. Okay, so housekeeping, so that we can do the hidden power in the Bible. And all the housekeeping is me reminding you that we are Creative Life Spiritual Center. Website is creativelife.org. Constant contact, email, info@creativelife.org. That gets you one email a week, tells you what's going on for the week and the month, and the hot links are hot. So click here now means it. It is also a blind CC, nobody's going to see your email. You won't end up on anybody else's email list because of us. All right. And then I mentioned the social medias merely from the standpoint of we do not monetize them. We don't want to deal with the ads any more than you do. So we ask you to go like, subscribe, follow based on which platform you're on, and then engage with the individual posts by reacting, commenting, and sharing. It bumps us in the algorithms. More people see our stuff. So a free and easy way that you can support the center is by getting our stuff in front of more people. And that is that. And we are Creative Life Spiritual Center or Creative Life Spark based on which platform we are on. And then I'm the running Rev Ryan across all of the social medias that I'm on. So you are welcome to follow me too. All right. Okay. Now, Hidden Power of the Bible. We have done the preface, which was done by Reverend Jesse. We have done the foreword, which was written by Ernest Holmes. And now we are going to start with, and here's where my education, Reverend Norm, may he rest in peace, which I know he's not. It's Reverend Norm. He is somewhere raising all kinds of ruckus because that's just who Reverend Norm is. So the first section that we are going to do, and I know it's backwards and I'm sorry, but you can see it says readings from the Old Testament. If I say that, then Reverend Norm will rise up out of wherever he is and box me about the head and shoulders, okay? He says that is disrespectful. And I agree with him, which is why I don't do it. So when I titled this Readings from the Hebrew Testament, okay? I went back and forth about how to say it, and I chose to go with the Hebrew Testament because that it's not old. I mean, it is old from the standpoint that it's several thousand years ago, but it still has stories to teach, meaning it is still relevant. So that's why, but it is the Hebrew story, not the Christian story, but the Hebrew story. And the Christian story came out of the Hebrew story, so we have a responsibility to call it what it is, which is the Hebrew Testament. Okay? So that is why I changed it. And maybe someday when they put a new edition out, they will catch up with it. Okay, the goal is to sneeze and not cough. Okay, so what we are going to do is we are going to read, this is from the story of creation, and then, which it's a page, basically 2 pages. And then there are a couple of, then he's going to talk about it. And so what I'm probably going to do, I only said the story of creation, but I'm probably going to do 2 of the commentaries, and then tomorrow we'll pick up with more of the commentary. So that's how we're going to do this. Because I'm not sure how this book is it, because it's not really divided up into chapters. Yeah, it's not really divided up into chapters. It is divided up into, from the story of creation, from the teaching of Moses, and then it's divided into the teachings of Jesus. Oh, yeah. Okay. There's no good way to divide this book up. So we are going to do, that's how, we're just going to do this by the seat of our pants. All right, let me get my light on here. From the story of creation. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And God said, "Let there be light." And there was light. And God said, "Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters." And God said, "Let the earth bring forth grass, and the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit, and after his kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth." And it was so. And the earth brought forth grass, and the herb yielding seed, and after his kind, and the tree yielding fruit, whose seed was in itself after its kind. And God saw that it was good. And God said, "Let the waters bring forth abundantly moving creature that hath life, and the fowl that may fly above the earth in the open firmament of heaven." And God blessed them, saying, "Be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters in the seas, and let the fowl multiply in the earth." And God said, "Let the earth bring forth living creatures after its kind, cattle and creeping thing, and beast of the earth after its kind." And it was so. And God made the beast of the earth after its kind, and the cattle after their kind, and everything that creepeth upon the earth after its kind. And God saw that it was good. And God said, "Let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth." And so God created man in its own image. The image of God created him. Male and female he created them. God blessed them, and God said unto them, "Be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth." And God saw everything that it had made, and behold, it was very good. Genesis 1. These are the generations of the heavens and of the earth when they were created, in the day that the Lord God made the earth and the heavens, and every plant of the field before it was in the earth, and every herb of the field before it grew. Genesis 2. Okay. Now, here's where that preface by Jesse was really important, because he reminded you that Ernest didn't read Greek, and Ernest did not read Aramaic. So Ernest was using an English translation. And dominion is one of those words that translates really interestingly. It doesn't, they don't always translate it as dominion. One of the other ways that they translate it is they translate it as stewardship. And I prefer using steward over dominion, because stewardship means to me, because language has changed, and that's one of the things you have to always understand. This book was written almost 100 years ago, and language has changed. So when you say stewardship to me, that means caretaking. Okay? But when you say dominion to me, that has shades of domination. And that does not always mean caretaking to me. So that's one of those things that when you are reading Bible stories, it's important to think about the translation that you are using. One of the reasons why I will not use the King James Version is because that one was translated with a political objective. Okay? So that's why I choose not to use the King James Version, because there were politics in the way it was translated. So I want you to bear that in mind as we go through these Bible stories. Okay? Now, the first article after he has read you after he's got the Genesis stories in here is the Bible was written by human beings. In studying the Bible, we should remember that it was written by men with minds like ours. It is an attempt to set down their thoughts about God, humanity, and creation, and the relationship between the visible and the invisible. We shall understand the Bible only when we approach it as a whole and discover the thread of unified teachings running through the different texts. And here's where one of the other things that Reverend Norm taught me is that the Bible is not a book. It is a library. It is multiple books written over thousands of years, bound together. So it is not a book, it is a library of books. And that's one of the other things that really helped me to understand, to come to a different perspective and looking at the Bible. So God bless Reverend Norm. He was the best teacher that I could have asked for to teach me about the Bible. He really was amazing. All right. We shall approach our study with the idea in mind that we are working out a philosophy of life, which deals with humanity's relationship to spirit. No attempt will be made to explain all the intricate sayings of the Bible, but rather to analyze those passages which have a direct meaning and significance in everyday living. This book would be a whole lot thicker if he was going to do everything in the Bible. All right. So, actually, you know what? I think I'm going to stop there. And what we are going to do tomorrow is we are going to pick up tomorrow with In the Beginning. And we may do In the Beginning and the Earth was without void. We'll see. We'll see. I got to get into the book and kind of figure out the rhythm and the flow of it, and then we'll go from there. So he has told you the Bible, the creation stories that he's going to deal with, and then stated his opinion about what the Bible came from. And tomorrow we will pick up with what he thinks about creation. So, all right, Hidden Power of the Bible. I think it's going to be a fun ride. But now I'm going to encourage you to have a great day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanted day, a wonderful day, an awesome day, an amazing day. Go take a walk in the park. Go play with the squirrels and the birds. Drink plenty of water a day. Be aware of the heat day. Do something just for yourself day. Make sure you sit down and rest day. A catter day. I'm going to have a catter day because I'm going to spend it with my cats. You got this day. Do what you got to do day. Take care of business day. Read something for fun day. Listen to some good music day. Sit down and watch Saturday morning cartoons day. Good day. And if that is too much pressure, because occasionally it is, simply have a day. You are enough, just as you are. You are a beloved expression of the divine. You are a brilliant light, divine spark, spirit in motion, God in action, an absolutely beautiful masterpiece, and a work in progress at the same time, at your own pace. Very important part of that statement. And as Reverend Jesse likes to call us, you are godly. So explore the truth of your being. Get to know who the divine knows you to be, because the divine knows you to be good. It's all the divine knows, which is the good news. And from there, anything is possible. Anything at all is possible. All right, so Reverend David will be on sometime this afternoon. I intend to be back on around 3:30 to do I think we're on chapter 6 of High Mysticism. And then I will be back tomorrow morning to tackle more of the Hidden Power of the Bible. So, and honestly, probably pretty close to 9 o'clock. My Saturdays are looking a little weird right now. Or Sundays are looking a little different right now. Summer vacation and all. All right, beloveds, take care of yourself. Know that you are loved, always. And I will see you next time.